Hello. This is the second part of our Introduction to Law Orientation, and we're going to talk about doing the weekly reading. We're going to have readings from the text and reserve articles. Our text is an outline of the U.S. legal system, and it's a freely available text. You can get it for free on the internet. It is 228 pages long, though, so you probably don't want to print that all out on your home printer. You can buy it at the bookstore, and I'm not sure how much it costs over there, but it's a relatively affordable price, and so I encourage you to go and get it from the bookstore, or you could just read it online or on your favorite digital reader on your Kindle or your iPod. Um, I'll be assigning chapters from that text for the first part of the quarter. Later in the quarter, I'll be covering topics that you like, and I'll be providing additional readings based on the topics that you've selected. We'll also have audio and video stories from the internet. I like to have a variety of media for you to learn the materials. We'll occasionally have some reserve articles from the library, so make sure that you have your UW-Net ID all set up and ready to go, because we probably will be using those library databases, and you'll need that UW-Net ID in order to access those. And we'll also have related websites every week, directing you to more information about the things that you're learning. If you want to dig deeper, some of that will be required, some of it not, and I'll always indicate next to the link to the websites what I expect you to do with that link, if I expect you to read the whole thing, or if not, what I expect you to read, and how I expect you to use those materials. So we'll be doing those related websites. Now, there's a process that I want you to use when you're doing your reading. Before you start reading, I want you to print out the quiz preparation questions. This is because the quiz is completely based on our broad category of reading, and I give you all the questions ahead of time, and so as you're going through the reading, you can just answer the questions or make a little note of where to find the answer, and then when you're done with the reading, you'll be ready to take the quiz. So the first step should be printing out those quiz preparation questions so you can make notes to yourself as you're going along. I provide you with a reading guide. That's sort of an overview of what the reading is for the week and what it is I expect you to get from it. So I encourage you to read that reading guide every week, because it really helps pull together, because I'm going to give you stuff from a lot of different resources, and it really sort of helps pull it all together and helps you see the structure of the materials that I'm providing. Finally, do a little bit of critical thinking, even before you start reading, about what it is we're talking about that week, why it is that I might have provided one reading instead of something else, and where it is we're trying to go with the readings. And always feel free to go beyond the readings that I've provided to find additional information for yourself to understand the materials even better. While you're doing the reading, I encourage you to be an active reader, especially with the materials you're reading online. A lot of times people feel like if they're reading something on the screen, they don't have it printed out or anything, that they could just read it and somehow that'll just stick in their heads in a different way than when you read it in a book where you would take notes and highlight text. I really encourage you, while you're reading on the screen, to take notes, read titles and subtitles, highlight important concepts. And if you can't physically highlight it with your, old-fashioned highlighter, you can often highlight it with highlight text with your cursor and save those documents. There's all sorts of ways to digitally make notes and do highlighting, so I encourage you to investigate some of those. Have a dictionary available, because the law can be a complicated thing, and you're going to run into words you don't know, and skipping over them is rarely advisable. So make sure you've got a dictionary available, ideally a legal dictionary, so that you can look up words that you don't know as you get to them. Ask yourself questions as you're doing the reading. What's the main point of this article or this chapter or this website? How does it fit into what we're learning? Why did she assign this? Why am I reading this? And put things into context, and it'll all work a little bit better for you in the end. So that's just a brief blurb about how to do the reading for this class, and that's the end of part 2. Next we'll go on and talk about the weekly quiz.